guys? Welcome back to the channel. Back with another video. Beautiful day out. It's actually 90 degrees right now as well. Just like same pretty much from like a few rides ago on the H2, but the breeze is kind of like cool. Earlier that like one time it was kind of humid, so it's actually really nice out right now. Beautiful day to ride. A little better than the R1M to take on a chill, fun, enjoying the weather type of cruise. For this video, I am going to be talking about something for once. It's not just riding aimlessly. I know some of you guys enjoy the casual rides, you know, just enjoying the ride and all that, but for this video I'm actually going to be talking about what bikes I've had and what bikes that I started on. Also, if you guys didn't notice, check this out. I found my first pair of gloves and they fit perfectly because they're all like stretched out and kind of old. I've had these for like probably 3 years, or maybe a little bit more. But yeah, those are the first like official pair of actual riding gloves that I bought. Before those, I had like kind of off-roading like dirt bike gloves, which are super thin and won't do shit. Those are actual leathers with the carbon knuckles and all, Alpine Stars. But yeah, I found these gloves and I was like, perfect, I don't need to buy gloves and I can actually wear those with my messed up thumb, unlike the Dainese ones, which I couldn't wear. Alright, decision making. Freeway, no freeway. Freeway, no freeway. And there might be a lot of traffic. Let's take the freeway. I don't like taking the streets. Riding is so much better with the gloves on too. I'm used to it. Riding with a backpack, but I had my laptop with me. I had some time last night and I was editing, so now I get the straps that keep smacking me on the sides. Alright, we should probably get started with the topic of the video, because I know when I get on the freeway this helmet gets really loud. Then you guys won't be able to hear me as well. So yeah, topic of today's video, as I said, is what bikes I started on. A lot of people kind of, I don't know about a lot of people, but I've definitely have heard this question before on some of my videos, where they're like, oh, what bike did you have before these leader bikes, or what bike you started on? Because yeah guys, I did not just start on an H2 or an R1M. I actually started really small. So I knew how to ride like dirt bikes and all that, but I've never been on a street bike, and I haven't ridden dirt bikes at that time in a very long time too. So I decided to start on a very small motorcycle, and honestly back then when I started riding, I was not planning on being that obsessed with riding. I just wanted a bike for the hell of it because I thought it was cool. I'm a car type of guy, you know what I mean? To you guys. But yeah, so I started on a Ninja 300. I'm a car type of guy. I just wanted a bike just to have a street bike. Little did I know, a Ninja 300 doesn't really count as a full-on street bike. Well, it kind of does, but like that bike was hella slow. So I've learned how to ride, kind of, you know, took it on the freeway, gotten kind of comfortable with it. And then after like 2 weeks, I'm like, all right, I need an actual street bike, you know what I mean? And at that point, I kind of already got like a little bit of the riding bug. You know, the riding bug is when you try riding and you're like, oh shit, this is actually a lot of fun and I want to keep doing this. So yeah, got that little bike. and I enjoyed riding more than I thought I would, you know. I didn't just think it was, oh, it's a cool hobby. I actually wanted to do it more often. And after, I'd say like in 2 weeks, I posted that Ninja 300 for sale. Ended up selling it after like another 2 weeks, so like within a month. And right after that, I went to a dealership, and I didn't know too much about bikes. I didn't want to risk it by buying a used 600, so I actually ended up buying a brand new 2018 ZX6R. Was absolutely in love with that vehicle. Was kind of like the first brand new vehicle that I ever owned, you know what I mean? So I got that motorcycle, had a lot of fun, a lot of memories with it. I rode it everywhere. I rode that bike to school, and then after school I would take that bike to go out with friends. I went on dates. Like, I've done a lot with that Ninja 600. Such an amazing bike, but you know how it is. I've always had that itch to have a faster motorcycle. I wanted more. I wanted that leader bike. Not that you need it, but I wanted it. And one day after, I think I had my ZX6R for a little over a year, about a year and a half or something like that. And then I decided, I found, I've been looking for leader bikes. You know, I wanted a ZX10R because that used to be kind of like my dream. Well, my dream bike was the H2, but I didn't think I could find, or like, it's way more complicated to buy an H2. To buy a ZX7R, what the hell? I'm just coming up with new models now at this point. But yeah, a ZX10R, you can just find one for used online, or you can just go to a dealership and get a brand new or a used one. Not for the H2 as well. The H2 is way more limited. They're super hard to find, and they're obviously way more expensive. But honestly, I found the H2 that I have right now all the way in Arizona, which wasn't bad. Usually when I find H2s, they're like halfway across the United States. So I was like, 400 miles, that's not like horrible. I can drive there and maybe ride it back. I started talking to the guy, and it just all boom, boom, boom happened so fast. Within like a weekend, I started talking to the guy on like a Thursday or a Wednesday, something like that. And I ended up buying the bike on like that same weekend. So after literally like 2-3 days, and I actually went on my birthday. I remember it was a Friday. My birthday was on a Friday, March 19th. And on that day, I drove all the way to Arizona so I can buy the Ninja H2. So I actually bought a bike on my birthday. Spent the entire birthday pretty much on the road because I had to go all the way to Arizona, which was, I don't know, a long drive, like 4 or 5 hours. And then another 4 or 5 hours back here riding the H2 in the rain. That was not pleasant at all. I was dying, but it was worth it. You know, I had to get my dream bike. So rode that bike back, super slow, super careful. I did not want to mess it up, you know what I mean? Got insurance on it right away. And yeah, I was just in disbelief most of the time. And then yeah, that's pretty much the evolution to getting my Ninja H2. I know I skipped a level, but because I had the 300, then I got the 600, and then I'm supposed to get a leader bike, which was my plan. And I kind of just decided to pull the trigger on the H2 and full send it. But I have been on leader bikes before that, and I knew like how much faster a leader bike is from a 600. I just wasn't used to it. So when I first started riding the H2, I was like super careful, always staying in high gears, extra cautious, you know, wasn't trying to push it at all. And then actually my first time doing a little pull in like third gear freaked me the hell out. The bike came up so fast, I was not used to that at all. And then it came back down, and then I freaked out again and pulled on the throttle again. It went back up, and it did that like 3 times. Literally just like popped the wheelie, went back down, popped the wheelie, went back down like 3 times. And that was like pretty wild and scary. And since then I was like, alright, this bike is like no other bike when it comes to power. So I really need to like, you know, not push it like like how I used to. So yeah, enjoyed the hell of that bike. I rode the H2, same thing, like everywhere, not to school and all, because I was too worried of leaving it out, but I would commute in it, I would take it riding everywhere. Like I rode the bike way too much. Let's just put it in this. In 5 years of where that bike was owned by the previous owner, I've pulled more miles in 1 month than 5 years. So yeah, it was pretty wild. Then I realized that like this is my dream bike. I can't kind of like put that many miles on it that fast, so I needed another bike. And at that time I still had my Ninja ZX6R, but every time I would ride that bike it would just feel like so dang slow. The H2 literally made that ZX6 feel like a 250, not even a 300. I pretty much wouldn't enjoy that bike as much anymore, and therefore I decided that I need another leader bike. And I was looking at a just base R1 because I was like, I already have the H2, I already have a cool bike, so let me just get a base R1. I've always been into the crossplane sound, been into just like the way they look, so I was like, I just need a 2015, 2016 R1, like one of the newer models. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, well, you know, if you guys have seen my bikes, you know I like carbon fiber, I like modifying my bikes. So I actually, just for fun, looked up an R1M, and I found this bike all the way in San Diego, about 100 miles away from where I live. And backtrack, I actually bought a Ducati 1199. If you guys, the real OGs of the channel will probably remember the 1199 when I had that bike. Ooh, she's sounding good. She popping crisp. But yeah, the OG people will remember my 1199. That was actually a really fun bike, but I don't know, it just wasn't satisfying enough for me. Like, if you guys know me, I like getting kind of like the top vehicle of whatever the brand is. So the 1199 was just like, it's like right there, like might as well get a 1299. So I don't know, it's almost like the bike chose me without me choosing it. It just came across a really good deal on that 1199, and the bike had like 400 miles on it, so I was like, shit, I don't want to miss that out. So got that 1199, and I don't know, didn't feel right on the 1199, so I kind of wanted to switch it out and get an R1. And that is when I sold that bike and I found this R1 in San Diego, and I went there and bought it. And I don't know, like I've ridden the regular R1s, and honestly the R1M doesn't feel that much like different from the regular R1s, but visually I was aesthetically pleased with it. So I really liked the R1M, and the bike had like really low miles when I got it, so it kind of just like all worked out. And yeah, here it is, still surviving. Ran into a few hiccups while owning this bike, but you know, this is gonna happen with almost every bike. Every bike I had to go through something with it. In the V-Force case, that was the worst thing I had to go through with that bike. But yeah, so to kind of like recap, I started on my Ninja 300, then got a ZX6R, then got my H2, then needed a daily that is not super slow, which was the ZX6R. So I ended up selling the ZX6R, got the 1199, and then I did not like the 1199 that much. It's an amazing bike, it just wasn't the bike that's right for me, you know what I mean? So Ninja 300, ZX6R, H2 1199 that I sold, and then the R1M. So the V4 that, rest in peace, is in heaven right now. But yeah. So yeah, I didn't just jump on a big leader bike is pretty much what I'm trying to say. You know, this was that kind of the path I took to getting these bikes. I've been riding since I was 19 and I am currently 23, so I'm in my 4th year of riding. It took me about 2 years to upgrade to a leader bike, and yeah, it's been the best decision ever. I know leader bikes are too fast for the street and all that, but hey man, that's what I like. And if you're not riding what you like, then what's the point? The whole point is that you should be enjoying your ride. And yeah, I felt a connection with the R1M, and definitely enjoyed this bike one of the most. So yeah, that was my journey to how I got to where I am with these bikes, what bikes I've been through. Owned a total of 6 motorcycles. Don't regret none of them. Even the 300 kind of gave me that excitement from going from a 300 to a 600. That was a lot of fun. So not regretting any of them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been asked this question quite a few times, so I figured I'd cover it while going on this kind of like beautiful cruise. And I'm probably going to go on another ride with my buddy right now, so I'm probably going to be filming another video. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, support, subscribe, and also I have links to my motovlogging setup in the description. I always leave it in the description, all my videos, so check it out if you want to start making videos. It's a lot of fun. I've been filming for a while before I actually started making YouTube videos, and yeah, it's always fun seeing yourself ride, and you can actually learn from your mistakes. So if you need any of my vlogging setup, check out the links in the description. And other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and peace out.